everyone. For my project today, I will be talking about representation in video games, specifically heterosexism and gender, my creative process and reasoning, my mindset before and after culture, race, and media class, and what this project means to me. I'm going to be talking about my creative process first. The 3 designs characters I will be recreating/redesigning is Princess Daisy from Mario, Snake from Metal Gear 2, and Chiari from Kingdom Hearts. I chose these 3 because of their prominent personalities and genders expressed in their clothing and concept design. I talked to people who identify gender fluid, non-binary, trans, etc. about things they wish they have seen less of in game characters and their designs. A lot of people deal with body issues and representations and hypersexualizing everything. I took this into consideration when redesigning. The first step I do is I choose images with clear poses of their demeanor and personality. I create another layer on top with my new design, and then go over both layers with my final line work. I finally colored it in and staged them accordingly. Heterosexism is discrimination or prejudice against non-heterosexual people based on the belief that heterosexuality is the only normal and natural expression of sexuality. As a game major and illustration minor, I'm responsible to make sure equal representation is met in my work. Culture, Race, and Media encouraged the vision of my project by realizing representation is not equal in the media industry. There is a lack of race representation in popular games like Mario and a lack of gender representation in games like Call of Duty. There shouldn't be boy games like shooters or sports games, and there shouldn't be girl games like cooking games or RPGs. There should just be regular games. There also should be characters if they represent people of all colors, shapes, and sizes, just like the real world. It should not be groundbreaking as a game to have characters of other races, religions, or gender identities. Personally, I always despise when I would say yes, I play a game, and there would be confrontation on how I can never be good because of my gender. The gatekeeping behind who is eligible to play games needs to stop. It is a game, you are supposed to have fun, and games are even more fun with proper representation. Growing up, I remember struggling with not being represented in games. I felt like I was not a boy, and I was not girly enough to play the girls in the games. I always chose the boy, or if there was an animal-type character, and I really just wanted to feel represented. I didn't have any role models growing up for game characters of interest because I felt they were not like me. This project is important to me to give younger me the characters I wish I had, and probably deserved. I do not wish to change these characters in real life, but give an example on how game artists and illustrators can push towards representation. Now to talk about my final images. As you can see, Chiari is a soft, passive person, and when recreating their design, I wanted to keep that. Personally, what impacts me the most in the redesign is I remember struggling with clothing and gender when I was young. It seemed like to be a girl or pretty, you needed to wear a skirt and dress in like pink. This resulted in me resenting something silly like a color or wearing skirts or dresses. I took away the feminine body shape and made a less distinguishable body type. I kept the pink in because I feel like pink is a color younger me could appreciate more if I made it a little less feminine, like I did in the Chiari I designed. In the game, the male characters had big shoes, and I felt like Chiari could also have big shoes. I changed the outfit to be baggier clothing like the other characters in the game, specifically the male ones, but still keeping the color scheme and style because color should not distinguish gender. For Daisy, I took a different approach. In the Mario universe, I can't think of many people of color off the top of my head. I took that step when designing Daisy. I also decided to make them have a different body representation, made them a little wider and less curvy than before. I changed their dress to something that is more relatable to other people's cultures. I took away the eyelashes that the game uses on girls to give them a more dramatic feminine approach. I wanted Daisy to be a pretty, attractive person of royalty without the usual aspects of traditional princesses in media. To have someone look like this and be a princess and still a love interest when you're young, I feel would benefit a child to realize you don't have to look traditional to be pretty. Finally, for Snake, I redesigned them to have more of a slender but still muscular and strong build. I wanted to keep the uniform the same but bring out more feminine features without it coming off as soft. I wanted to make it show that you can look strong and tough no matter what gender is identifying without losing the character's personality. Thank you for listening. This is my exploration in gender and heterosexism in my culture, race, and media class.